Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager, and it's Christmas in June. We got these cool new outfits in preparation for the holiday season. We got a lot of really interesting new mods this week. It's blowing me away how many quality mods are getting dropped. I'll just dive right into things here with the Minsc in Act 1 from the Belly of the Hyena by Minsc, who's literally been making bangers of mods every single week, the creator of the Origin Mirror Unlock. What this does, whenever you fight the bloated hyena, Minsc pops out. It feels like a perfect way for him to join the game. So for those that have been asking for Minsc in Act 1, you can now get him in Act 1. In addition to this, we also got Mantis Resident Evil Preset Collection. This is a mod by Mantis Mods, ported over from Eclipse, who's been in every single best mods of the week video here. So that's actually the Ada face that my character is currently using. So that's what that one there looks like, and the Leon face there, it just looks awesome. And here's what the Leon face, or Noel face, looks like. So yeah, you can get real thematic with this. I think it looks pretty spot on. So yeah, this is honestly with a half elf body, but if you got a human body and use a hairstyle like this, you'll be able to recreate Leon. This is also a very exciting one. If you've played Skyrim and been in the modding community, you'll know the name Dint999. This is a mod by Alandris here, and they got permission from Dint999 to be able to port over their hairs from Skyrim. So if you play Skyrim and download hairs, you'll probably have heard of Dint, and yeah, exactly that. So just to go through them here, they look incredible. Just want to first off say that. So there's the first one I'll be showcasing. There's the second one, just a little bit different of that. And then another one that's a little bit different with how the hair goes. Some of these are just like different versions with how the hair goes around it. There's the melee hair here. These look awesome. I'm so blown away by how these mods are looking. So yeah, and there's a plenty hair. You got plenty of amazing ones, and that's one with accessories there. Velena hair. These look great in Baldur's Gate 3, and there's Velena with accessories. And then the dreads long. I know people have been asking for dread mods, so here's some new ones. And dreads with long accessories. These look incredible. So yeah, Dint999 underscore hairstyles by Dint999 and ported by Alandris, or recreated by Alandris. So yeah, this is really nice to see, and people have been asking for more hair mods, so we got them now. And getting into some class mods, I'll go in a little bit more detail later on with these. The Witherbloom Class by Eclipse here. I'll likely end up doing a build on this in the future because I think this is just awesome. So Eclipse has done a lot of mods and made a lot of really cool class mods. So let your enemies wither and decay by stacking damage over time effects before going out in a bang. So you can apply a damage over time effect on an enemy there. Withering Bloom, detonate all the damage over times on an enemy. So if you've been playing Expedition 33, you'll know there's a Mael build that can stack up burn and explode them, kind of similar to that. Scourge Binding, copy all active damage over time effects from yourself onto the target. Fatal Rebound here. Yeah, this is a very unique way to play the game, because typically the action economy in Baldur's Gate 3, you don't want to be always, you know, doing damage over time. You want to do massive amounts of damage to take out targets so that you don't take damage. But yeah, there's a lot of different damage over time. So burning, corroded, radiated, electrocuted, frostbitten, tormented, doomed, bio-infused, rotting, poisoned, and bleeding. So the more you stack up, the more you can explode and detonate on the enemy. And it does have level 20 support, but it only has abilities up to level 12. I think this is a great way to work these mods, because making level 20 abilities for every class is a lot of work, but there's more to come, and they say there's anything beyond level 12 yet. So yeah, Eclipse, great job on this mod. Super excited to build on this in the future. Now we also got some more Halves Glimpse mods. Big thumbs up there. Astral Domain Cleric subclass. So I've talked about Halves Glimpse mods a variety of times. They're an incredible modder. Oath of Conquest Paladin, you may know, it's on console. The Houndmaster Fighter subclass, I just did a build on this because it's now on console as well. The Houndmaster is really cool too, but that's not the focus of today's video. The Astral Domain Cleric. So this one is... Also, what's nice about Halves Glimpse mods, I want to big a shout out here, because they lay out all the subclass features here right when you go throughout the mod. So you can see all the domain spells like Guidance, Guiding Bolt, Longstrider, Blur, Invisibility, Blink, Slow, Banishment, Dimension Door, Planar Binding, and Telekinesis. And then they list out all the different abilities you get with it. So this basically gives you any touch spells will now have a range of 9 meters, and you can use this number equal to your wisdom modifier. This creates a void, so you pick a spot, it pulls enemies within a you have an 18-meter radius, and it pulls in any creatures within 5 meters of it. They do a dexterity saving throw. If they fail, they take 2d10 force damage plus half your cleric level, and they get pulled into that point. So yeah, this is a really cool mod. I will be going a little bit more in detail, potentially in builds in the future. I'm going to be covering a lot of Half-Orc mods because they're also so very well done. Green Reaper Ranger subclass. I've actually got a few comments on yesterday's video talking about how they wish there was more poison focused rangers, and your call has been answered. We got this here. So this one gives you the Hail of Thorns spell, hold person, bestow curse, greater invisibility, and cloud kill at level 17. Another nice thing about Half-Orc mods, they have level 20 support. So I know there's a lot of people that really like the level 20 classes. You get the Envenomed attack here. Bonus action, you can coat your weapons with a deadly toxin. And this is a 1d4 poison damage, and then it scales up to 2d4, and you can keep playing that. You get the Toxic Tradecraft, Poison Control. Again, I'll be going in deeper, going a little deeper on these mods in a future video. So yeah, if this sounds interesting to you, go check it out. Definitely worth a download. Then we also got the Wild Shape Cave Bear. I thought this was a cool mod made by MBM92. So this gives the Moon Druid a new transformation. You get the Cave Bear there, which can do a goading attack, has 36 health points, and it increases every 2 Druid levels. So it also has a multi-attack here, so doing 2d6 plus your modifier of slashing and piercing damage, aim at multiple targets. And it also comes with the goat or the enrage here, increasing your strength and constitution by 2, get 12 temporary health, and makes all nearby creatures potentially fearful. What I think is nice about this is it gives you another option other than the polar bear if you're playing as a moon druid. I love the moon druid, so any mods that enhance it I think are great. This mod, however, is really cool. Meta Magic Extended. This mod is made by Dark Charl here, and a little asterisk here. You do require the script extender for this to work properly in order to make transmutated spell work. So this gives us the Seeking spell. It gives advantage on attack rolls. Costs 2 sorcery points for spells that don't shoot a projectile. The target needs to be close enough together. Subtle spell. It's one from the base game. Transmuted spell. So you can change the damage type of elemental spells. This is, I think, one of the coolest abilities. So this is what requires a script extender. Costs 1 sorcery point for spell. So if you want to cast a fireball that does acid damage, go right ahead. You can do it. This is great for the Draconic Sorcerer because you can kind of tweak your spells to make it more thematic to your chosen ancestry. It also has Empowered Spell. This is from D&D as well. So boost damage die by rolling each spell. It's damage twice and keeping the larger result. 1 sorcery point per spell. I think this is great because sometimes it sucks to cast a spell and it doesn't do as much damage you want it to. So this will give you the option to re-roll your dies and just flat out increase your overall spell casting damage. So just to show this off, Transmuted Spell. So we pick that. It gives us some new options. Do you want to do a lightning fireball? That is now possible. So boom, it does lightning damage. This is really cool. Lightning infusion too. Just I guess for the ring I got on, but yeah, you can change the damage types of your spells. You want to do poison, you can do a poison fireball. If you want to do a cold version of Burning Hands, you now can do that. So boom, deals cold damage. This is really cool. Lightning and cold being 2 of the best damage types in the game due to the doubling damage from Create Water. So yeah, that's a super cool spell. Empowered Spell and the Seeking spell as well. Empowered Spell is meant to be in the game. That's why it has a really nice icon there. So yeah, this is an incredible mod. Dark Charl did a great job with this one. Next we got, this is a fun mod, Pool Floaties. Yeah, this is awesome. I was having issues getting this to spawn in, so unfortunately I can't share it in the video, but I still want to highlight this because I love silly mods. I'm a silly guy and I love seeing silly things. You got a duck floaty hat, you got a flamingo floaty hat, you got a Canada goose. I'm Canadian, so I love this. We call these Cobra chickens here. Yeah, so you got a Canada goose helmet and also Goostarian, which if you're a fan of the Baldur's Gate 3 fan community, you know who Goostarian is. So yeah, love this. I think this is an essential mod for those that are looking for a silly goose playthrough. Yeah, Canada goose floaty hat. Love that. Also, Merry Christmas. This is a mod made by Pommel Strike. They've made so many great mods. This is a little bit early. I think that's great. So you may know them for the shotgun mod. They have a bunch of other ones that I've covered in. We've pretty much covered all their mods in my videos now. And yeah, this gives you Christmas outfits. So what this looks like, there's a couple different dresses here. I have one on myself. There are some clipping issues. Also want to mention, sorry, console's not coming anytime soon until it gets it fitted, which you don't have to worry. This will likely get corrected by Christmas time, considering we're a few months out. So I was doing Christmas themed Baldur's Gate 3 videos around Christmas time. I wish we had this mod back then because yeah, it would have been perfect. So yeah, we got this Christmas hat on Shadowheart there. Yeah, this is just a really cool outfit mod. It comes with a bunch of different pieces here so you can put it together. It's got festive quilted shoes if you want to use those instead. I'll put those on Shadowheart. There's the quilted shoes. There's the Goku shoes. So you can see there. My character has shoes with leggings on or stockings on. So yeah, it comes with a variety of different outfit pieces here. The Christmas Goku boots with stockings. I'll put those on my character there. So yeah, got my Goku boots on. Yeah, big Dragon Ball fan, big Christmas fan. This is the perfect mod. So yeah, it's got to give a shout to Pommel Strike. A lot of fun mods this week. Also, we got the Lydia's Heads Cher by Playmon here. So another new head mod there. And a lot of people have been asking for more heads for body type 4s. So you got it here. This works on human, half-elf, drow, tiefling, and body type 2 half-orc. So you can see it there. If this is something that interests you, definitely worth the download. We also got some more heads, so just wait for it. We got Lydia's Heads for body type 1 Gith Yankee by Playmon as well. So you can see these here. They look awesome. I know that there's people that want to get more Gith heads, so here you go. Looks great. We also got the volume 1 version of this for body type 1. So some more head mods. Again, if you want to play Gith Yankee playthrough, Gith have a lot of unique dialogue in the game, so that's fun. And there's also the volume 2, so even more head choices here. Anju, body type 1, Cassia, Morgan, and Olivia. So super cool. Also, The Lasses by Setastarians. This is ported by Eclipse. 4 female half-orc head presets. There's been a lot of people ask for half-orc faces, and here we go. So this is great. Gives us 4 more head choices. I think they look good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Setastarians has made a lot of different mods here, and another one ported over from Nexus Mods. So always happy to see that happening. Now we got some cool quality life changes. Swashbucklers get Riposte, so this gives it to them at level 5. I think this is essential because the Swashbuckler kind of feels, I mean, all rogues kind of feel a little bit lackluster in terms of Baldur's Gate 3 due to how video games play out. But this gives them their own version of the Reichish Riposte. So when a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can make an attack, provided you have a finesse weapon, doing additional piercing damage on it. So yeah. It's similar to the Battle Master, except it's limited in use and it scales off your sneak attack die, so it makes it do a lot more damage. This actually gives you a reason to play the rogue past like level 3 or 4, so I'm all for things like that. I just want to highlight this mod because I think that's really cool. So this is made by a Lady Tachyon here. Now, I previously covered the Nightbringer weapons and the Nightbringer class mod by Dirt6969. Nice. So the Nightbringer class, I do have a build on that if you want to see it. So this gives us armor, and it gives you the transformation nighttime creature. So you can transform yourself into this here, and you can also in the transformation you can teleport around. You can howl at them. Yeah, this is awesome. Always happy to see more thematic armor be added for different modded classes. So this is great. Super excited to see that. Now this is a cool one. Mystra's patch for selectable Tome spells. So if you pick Pact of the Tome for the Warlock, you previously can only choose the base game choices. This now allows you to go with many more. So small quality, but I think this is nice. And for those that enjoy the Pact of the Tome Warlock, Snails of Destruction made this mod. Also, improved spiritual weapon. Let's be honest, spiritual weapon kind of lackluster. It's more so just to soak up attacks from the enemy. This gives them more health, and you can upcast it to give them even more health. And it also gives it increased movement speed because you summon in the spiritual weapon and slowly like chugging along, trying to make its way to the enemy. By the time your spiritual weapon makes it to an enemy, it's a corpse. So this makes it much more viable in combat. Made by MBM92. Just want to highlight a couple of these lesser seen mods that maybe would be good for your next playthrough. Also, we got the Controllable Ghouls by No-Mo username. So another lesser known mod, I guess from this week. I just want to again highlight these. This makes it ghouls, the ghouls that are spawned by the Danse Macabre, which you get from the Necromancy of Thay, you can now control them. Previously it was 4 uncontrollable ones. You may prefer that, but hey, getting the strategic advantage of being able to choose where they go is really nice. It also makes them not despawn on long rest, so that's cool. Made it for himself because I like that they keep messing up my sneaking, and I hate having to recast them after each long rest. Allows you to directly desummon them from the action if they annoy you too, so that's cool. Nice quality life, just want to highlight that. Also, permanent Drakethroatt Glaive / Flail of the Ages buff. This mod made by No-Mo username as well. This makes it so that your Drakethroatt Glaive, which is an awesome item, I don't know if anyone else uses it. I use it quite a bit. Basically what it does is you can take the Drakethroatt Glaive here, and it has the ability to use the Draconic Elemental Weapon. What's cool about the Draconic Elemental Weapon is you get to choose an elemental damage type, so you can add cold damage to anyone's attacks. And what's cool about this is you can literally do this and then swap out the weapon, boom, and then we still got that extra damage on our attacks. What's even cooler is that you can see there we got that 1d4 cold damage. If you have the, I love cold damage. If you guys watch my videos, you know this. the snowburst ring. So if we have this on, whenever you deal cold damage, it creates ice surfaces. You can actually do some pretty crazy stuff with this. If you pull out, so if you go into the range here and you actually swap out and use your ranged weapon set, what you can do is you can put it on your bow, and then you can use arrow of many targets and then spread ice surfaces everywhere with that. So extremely powerful, and now you can do it and it'll last permanently. So that is obviously pretty overpowered, but just want to highlight this because I think that's nice. It saves it if you always do it after every long rest. This will just save you a few steps. And finally, we got the alert feat for D20 initiative. Now, this is actually a really smart mod. This is a mod made by Permanov. So the base game of Baldur's Gate 3 uses a D4 die for its initiative. That's why you'll see that oftentimes your teammates actually roll the same initiative as you, because they can only roll one of 4 possible ways. This obviously gets boosted by your dexterity modifier and the alert feat, which adds a +5 to it. This doesn't actually make it super overpowered. It just makes it a good choice, because if you chose the alert feat with the D20, a +5 doesn't really mean a whole lot. When someone can roll a 20 on their die and you can roll a 1 and get like nothing. So this gives a +10 initiative instead of +5. Doing the math, it should be a +25, but that's obviously pretty overpowered. If you have a +25 initiative, you're always moving first. Just because the D4 you roll for original initiative, if you roll a 5, you know, you're likely going before everyone else. But I think this is a nice quality of life mod. Paranov's also made a lot of other ones like the Ancient Mega Pack. So yeah, you probably know there are other great mods. Trials of Tav Reloaded in different languages. This is sweet though. But yeah, that is the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager. I love the Leon and Ada faces. Being able to get Minsc in Act 1 is also really cool. And also the different hairstyles that we got from Skyrim and these awesome Christmas themed outfits. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And I hope you have a great day. We'll see you all in the next video.